do this, but right now I am talking live in the morning. It helps the drive in the morning to work, which is an hour and a half. It makes it uh, not be as long. I'm going to wait until some people come in the room. It takes a minute. I'm kind of tired too. To be honest, I really don't want to be live this morning, but I'm going to talk. Just give some people some time to come in. I got to get some gas this morning. Hey, Allure, how you doing? You mean when I said, what are you grateful for? Is that what you're talking about? Allure Tarot? Hmm. I just want you guys to be with me. I'm gonna talk when I'm ready, but right now I'm just chilling. I wish I could turn the music on, but you can get a copyright strike from it. And I already have one from Abraham Hicks 2 years ago. You're a domestic violence survivor? The cops are up here. I can't read it right now. I was in a domestic violent situation. He got violent. And you know where I went wrong? I didn't call the police. So he did it again. And then when he did it a third time, I left him alone. But when I experienced it again, I let that nigga know that I'm one of those bitches that will call the police. And so I called the police. He did it again. I called the police again. And they drew their weapons. And we never had a problem after that. When they know that you won't call the police, they're going to keep on doing it. Because all they can say is, I'm sorry, right? But if you let them know that the police will be at the house if you put your hands on me, You'll never have to worry about that nigga putting his hands on you again. I promise you. Unless he's just one of them crazy. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get some gas. This is my outfit for today. I think I'm looking kind of sharp. They come downstairs to see what I have on every day. Mm-hmm. Do I have any money in here? I hope it doesn't decline, because I don't usually have money in this account. Right. You became disabled? You were he was so violent against you that you became disabled? Wow. I really don't know what to say to that. He tried to kill you? Is he in prison now? Think of the moon. Oh, I don't know how much money I have. I'm just gonna put 25 in here. Oh, he died? Good. I hope he went to hell. All right, we're gonna listen to Bob Marley. I can't get paid for this. Y'all just gonna chill with me to work and we're gonna listen to Bob. I want to love you and treat you right. I wonder why it's not playing. What's wrong? What's wrong? So now, will it play? I never knew that I couldn't play music and drive while I was live. All right. Oh, hell no. Look at all this damn traffic. I should have went. Oh, hell no. You know, sometimes sitting quiet with each other is intimacy. You guys hold hands. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm so glad you got somebody new. What sign are you? Allure Tarot. What sign are you? He's a Libra. So I'm talking to this lady today about speaking at a conference in, I thought she said Chicago, in Illinois. And I have a picture of me speaking in my car. Like I did it with AI. And so um, an opportunity came, and I said, "Do you guys need any speakers?" And she said, "Give me a time where we can speak today, so I can get, just tell me a time that we can speak today." But our last conversation was at 10, and it's 7. She's at Chicago, so that is Midwest. I don't want to, call her or text her too early. I want to demonstrate boundaries. So I am putting the paperwork in today for a codependency support group, business and money edition, which means, we talk about what's going on at the job and with our business as it relates to codependency issues. So I'm launching it on Valentine's Day at 10 o'clock. Hey, love Pisces. I love Pisces. So I've been studying. Oh, I brought my microphone. How to overcome the fear of intimacy. And I never knew that the way that I was communicating, like by lashing out, I never knew the damage that that was causing my relationship. They say that adults know how to experience and express their reality moderately. That's what an adult can do. So we have this camera in the house that her brother has access to. And I don't know what his diagnosis is. I think today they may call him autistic, but back then, they used another unfavorable word. So the camera looks directly in the kitchen. Thank you, love Pisces. That's so sweet. I'm gonna take you guys with me. If they allow me to speak, I'll speak live. But so the camera looks directly at me in the kitchen, and my girlfriend said they got the camera, or she got the camera, so she could watch her mother because her mother is older, and she fell, and nobody knew that she had fallen. I was absolutely furious. I mean, furious, furious. I went from 0 to 100 about it, and I always do. So Sunday, my girlfriend and her mom went over her aunt's house, her mom's sister's house. So I unplugged the camera. I mean, why is you know what I mean? The mom is not here, and I want to have some privacy. So I unplugged the camera. And the brother knew that the mother was over his aunt's house, yet he calls my girlfriend and says the camera is offline. Why is he looking in the house with knowing for a fact? His aunt told me that he knew that his mother was at her house because he spoke to her at her house. So, why is the autistic brother watching me in the kitchen? I cannot put in words how much fury and rage I felt. And I wanted to just tell my girlfriend with all that fury and all that rage. But there are consequences to that. And the consequence to lashing out on her is silence, withdrawal, a bad attitude, no communication, disconnected, and standoffish. And I always thought that that was just who she was. I never knew that when I would go off, when I would communicate with all that rage and fury, that that's how she responded to the rage and fury. So this time I caught it. Hey, Joanne. This time I caught it. I said, I love this woman, and I don't want to come at her with fury and rage because, we're already having problems. And she's been trying to tell me this for years, but I never knew what she was talking about. And now that I'm studying intimacy and we're moving into our own homes, the way that I treat her, I'm more cognizant of it now. And I had so much rage come up because, see, she called me and she said that the camera was offline. And I said, why do the cameras need to be on? And she said she wanted to watch the house, but the aunt who I'm close to said, no, that's not what happened. Her aunt said that her autistic brother called and told her that the camera was offline. And instead of her saying, well, mom is not there, why are you, you know, I guess she feels very close to him, but I don't. And I didn't experience a reaction moderately. I wasn't, I mean, that situation does cause for some boundaries and appropriate, response. It is. Hi, Your Highness. What you got going on, Mama? It is an invasion of privacy. Thank you. And what you guys are saying is absolutely right. But what I'm learning in is how I say it. What is not what I say, is how I said it. And like you said, it is an invasion of privacy. And on top of that, he's autistic. I don't know what he's doing while he's watching me. I mean, I don't know, you know. So I cannot put in words how hard it was to control myself. I mean, I just had so much rage and fury. I wanted to just vomit. Hey, Heather. I had so much rage and fury. I wanted to just vomit all my emotions and all my rage and all my anger at her. But I realized that the repercussions of that meant that we weren't going to be close because I've been feeling close to her. And when somebody lashes at you, it hurts. So you don't want to feel close to them. So I realized that my objective now, my goal is intimacy with my girlfriend. Not sexual intimacy, but just I like the feeling of closeness. Yeah. Thank you guys for understanding. Thank you so much for understanding. So instead of calling her, I called my AA sponsor, but he didn't help. He was like, what? The fuck? He's like, he's sitting up there watching you? I thought that the sponsor was supposed to calm me down. He didn't help at all. I said, the mom lives with us, and yeah, she said, okay. And I was really shocked. I had a taste for some donuts. That's a damn shame. So I wanted to peep her attitude, like, does she really have an attitude? Mm, You know, like, what's going on? And she didn't. Normally, I would have lashed out and said some painful things, and we wouldn't have been talking, and it would have been distant. She would have been. She would have been not talking. We would have been distant with each other, and then I would have been wondering what's wrong with her, for real. I wasn't able to see that my behavior had anything to do with her behavior. hmm So Then, then, um, I realized that she has been taking care of the cat that she never wanted, right? And I never appreciated her for it. Like God, those donuts are so stale. I wish I could bring them back. But like um, she cleans out the cage, and I never say thank you. And you know, I started to see all that she does. You know, but last night I took it upon myself to take the litter box out, and she said, "You're gonna need the scoop." And I didn't understand. And then she said it a little smart, right? Because our relationship had gotten to the point where we were talking to each other crazy. And I swear to God, I could not see what I had done to create that. I was never able to see my part. I just thought she was an asshole. So she said something smart, and it triggered me a little bit, right? Because, we're being nice and we're getting along, and I'm taking the cat litter out, and she says something smart. She said, "That's what I'm trying to tell you." And then she caught herself, because that's how we used to talk to each other, right? But even though she caught herself and went back to a loving voice, I was mad. I was mad that she talked to me like that, even though she caught herself. But the fact that she went there a little bit pissed me off. So I don't know what I would have normally done. But what I did last night was I took my journal out. Relationships are a lot of work. The ones that, making them work is a lot of work. So I took my journal out and I journaled and chose to, try and figure out what was triggered when she kind of talked to me a little crazy there. Like when she said, "You need the scoop in order to completely throw the litter away because, you gotta, it clumps." And she said, "I'm trying to tell you." And then she caught herself and smiled again. But I was offended. And although I was trying to shake it, I couldn't shake it. But this time I got a pen and I got my journal and I took care of myself. I was like, that offended you when she kind of said, I'm trying to tell you, right? And I said, what's up? And then I just wrote about how, what that brought up for me, like what stuff from the past that brought up in my, growing up and stuff, how, I didn't like how sometimes my mother would talk to me. And when she kind of went off like that a little bit, um, it triggered the pain that I used to feel when I was younger, and I couldn't express it. So I expressed it on paper how I felt when, when my mother would talk to me kind of to the left, and I couldn't say anything back. I just wrote it out, and after that, I felt better. After that, I felt 100% better because her tone triggered something, and I needed to find out what it triggered and let it have a voice. And then she had went back to being loving, and so I had forgave her because I was catching myself too. How, because we're trying to make this work, and I forgave her, and she was sweet. And now that I'm back at AA and I'm back in therapy and I'm back with working on myself again and looking at myself and taking care of my own emotions and stuff, my girlfriend is cool as hell, and I never knew that. She used to tell me, she used to say, "This is not who I am." That's what she used to say to me, and she is cool as hell. It's interesting because, like, when I'm cool with her, she's cool as hell. She's cool with me, and cool as hell. Like, I really enjoy being around her like this. So, uh, there's an opportunity to speak. You guys know I want to be a motivational speaker. And I told them, I told my girlfriend, because see, I did a reading, and the reading said that the more independent I was, the more we were going to get along, the more the relationship was going to work. And I really want to be a motivational speaker. So I'm talking to the lady today about flying out to Illinois Easter weekend, um, and speaking at a conference. And I asked my girlfriend today, I said, can you help me? Can you help me financially? And she is normally cheap as hell. And I mean, this girl she is cheap as hell. And I asked her, I said, can you help me financially? And she said, yeah, I'll pay half. I just never knew that my girlfriend was so damn cool. And, you know, um, I guess, I guess, I don't know if it's with water signs or, the codependence book says we, I don't know if water signs just give you what you give them, or, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Lotus, are you a Scorpio? You say Scorpios mirror energy. That that's got to be it. I mean, that's got to be it, unless somebody got something else to say. Hi, happily. Oh, y'all mirror energy. Mm, interesting. I mean, she is unbelievably cool. I never seen that side of her because I was doing my thing, crazy and not taking responsibility for my emotions. I stopped completely taking responsibility for my emotions 100%. I was not doing anything to be accountable emotionally. It was all her. And we laugh more. She is funny as hell. She used to tell me these things. She used to say, actually, I'm a jokester. And she said, I'm real laid back and cool. And I never seen that. I always saw the critical side. Now, oh, let me tell you how she caught herself last night. So when I came home, I was I was feeling out the energy. I was feeling the vibes. Um, and um, I realized I was feeling the vibes because I was trying to control her. And I said, let me stop doing that and let me put the focus on myself and pray. So I told her how the process that because in studying how to overcome intimacy, they say to tell your partner um, what's going on with you emotionally too. Like that's a part of intimacy, right? So I told her, I said, listen, when I came to you today and talked to you about the cameras, I said, I want you to know that it took a lot of effort to talk to you in a calm voice. And and I said to myself, this is my queen, and I don't want to hurt her. I want her to feel loved by me, not that I'm going to slam her down by just communicating. Just the thought of that hurts me now. I can't believe I used to treat her like that, you know? Um, and so she said, and I told her, I said, it took a lot of effort to talk to you calmly. And she said, it should do that. And then I said, well, it did. She goes, yeah, we all got our issues. She has never, ever, ever been understanding with me. The fuck? Who the fuck is this? She's never. Lotus, what's going on with this Scorpio? I'm serious. I mean, what's going on with her, y'all? You know, I opened up to her and told her, I it took a lot for me to respond to you like an adult. it took a lot for me to manage my emotions. And then, because see, I was having a relationship with her, but I was not having a relationship with myself. And when I started having a relationship with myself again, I'm starting to see how, I mean, I I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. So, remember the other day in one of the posts or in one of the videos, I said it's very obvious that she chooses her mother's company above me, right? And like she would be in her mother's room basically all day until it was time to go to bed, right? Well, as of lately, she's been coming to the bed early. She's been coming in the room with me, right? And when she comes in the room, she's not bickering, she's not in a bad mood, she's not rolling her eyes. She's pleasant. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So if maintaining a relationship with myself is what is creating this smooth vibe with my girl, then I'll continue to go to meetings, take responsibility for my emotions, you know, do me, because I love her. I don't want to lose her. All this time, I thought it was her. I'm not saying that she doesn't have her faults. I'm just saying that as I've changed, I see less of those faults. And I'm just blown away. You could have never told me. You could have never told me. Mm-mm. But in the 12 step programs, at least in AA, which I'm not supposed to tell you, I'm not supposed to break my anonymity. But it's just, ain't that many of y'all here anyway. In AA, they teach us I'm the problem, and don't look at the other person. Keep your side of the street clean. That's what a homeless lady said the other day. She was a sister. I forgot about that. I'm back to doing my affirmations. And interestingly enough, I'm not trying to get her approval about shit. I'm not trying to get her approval. Wow. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But this breakthrough was really painful. Remember how I was crying and stuff? I just stopped living. I stopped caring about myself. I stopped having a relationship. I didn't stop caring about myself. I stopped having a relationship with myself. But as of recently, I got back into myself and started dressing nice again and buying myself things. I still want to move out though. I want my own place for a while, you know, and maybe we can move back again, but I want my own place for a while. Another thing is, like, normally she's hyper vigilant about cleaning, and she gets on me about cleaning, and as of recently, I haven't heard any. I don't know what's going on. If this is who Scorpios are when they're happy, then this is a whole new side, right? Oh, I see what you're saying. You said, yeah, I changed my name. You're right. You said she had shut down. That's what she said. She said she had shut down. And you're saying she's opening up more? Yeah, because she's talking again in the morning. She had, I didn't know my girl had shut down so much. I didn't have a clue. And they say that the Libra Scorpio relationship gets better through time. I'm not going to lie, it takes a lot of work to like be in control of my own emotions and stuff. And I'm not going to lie, I would rather not do it. It's just easier. Like the girls at work who are on drugs, I get it. It's just easier, but the quality of life is not quite there. Oh, you said you guys get difficult to deal with when you shut down in relationships? Really? It is a completely different relationship. And the cards that I got was the it was 10 of the Wheel of Fortune was crowning, and the 10 of Swords was the future, and the 10 of Pentacles was the answer. But me and this other girl from Instagram got the 10 of Pentacles. And we follow each other, but we don't talk. So I don't understand how we got the 10 of Pentacles. I don't understand how me and that girl got the 10 of Pentacles. But I don't understand what the Ten of Pentacles means in a casual social media relationship. Huh. Anyway, I had this woman read for me, and she was really just blasé about saying some very hurtful things about things that really matter to me. You know, she was like, oh, well, and I was so furious. I mean, absolutely furious. But I want to keep the relationship. So I think I'm just going to write out my emotions and drain them because I don't want, because I don't know if any of you guys lash out on people, but if you do, it really damages the relationship. It feels good to let it out, but then you have no relationship, or the relationship, you know. I really appreciate my Scorpio for kind of tolerating me. She told me that once too. She said, I tolerate you. I really appreciate her tolerating me at my worst, because now I feel loyal. Like, I feel like, she tolerated me when I was at my worst, and now that I'm becoming a better person, I want to give that to her. You know, I want her to have um, the best of me because she was with me in the trenches. You know, I just had no idea she was so unhappy, and I had no idea I was that unhappy, and I didn't know why. But now I have meetings every day, sometimes 2 times a day. I talk out what's going on. Um, you know, I'm back in therapy once a week. And I think I would like to do couples counseling. She said that she was open to it because I love her so much and I don't want to lose her. It took me, it took me, uh, I mean, especially the woman that I seeing today, this woman. I've been feeling a little depressed though. Really, Angela Johnson? I'm happy. Oh, it is? Oh, I'm happy, Angela. What sign are you? So, I'm not going to keep this one up.
Oh, are you a Scorpio?
Well, what are you getting out of this, Angela? I'm curious. As a Scorpio, when you hear this, what is it? What are you getting out of it? Because I unsubscribed her to my channel, and she don't know anything about that kind of stuff. Like what I'm seeing now, if this is who Scorpios are, I like them because she's loyal and devoted. You know, I've never had a problem with another person. The only people she fucks with is her family, you know? And she's so beautiful to me. I feel lucky to have her. I felt lucky the first day she walked in the house. Maybe I should tell her these things, huh? The day I met her, I felt lucky. But I never seen this side. I'm just so confused. I just don't know what the fuck is going on. Maybe it's because we're moving out. Maybe maybe because we're getting our own place and she felt suffocated for a while. Maybe that's what's making her change. I don't know. Oh, I used to tell her I love her, but now I'm going to show her. Because when it takes me an hour and a half to come at you so that I come at you with love, that's showing her that I love her. It's like, let me go calm down because I'm talking to somebody that matters to me and I love. I didn't know I was pushing her away. I had no idea. Ooh, I got a booger in my nose. Have y'all been seeing the booger the whole time? Yeah, so you said your mouth needs so much work. Yeah. Well, I'm not a marriage and family counselor, and my friends always say they get a lot out of me talking about this kind of stuff, and that's what I don't know what I should speak on. I don't know what I should speak on. I just know I want to be a motivational speaker. I care the most about, work that you love, but there's other parts of me, like this part, you know. Oh, you said your mouth can be brutal when your feet hurt? What? You said your mouth can be brutal when your feet hurt? When your feet hurt? What? Girl, you said my mouth can be brutal when my feet hurt. Oh, when you feel hurt. Oh. Okay. Oh man, but you know one thing about my baby? She never goes there. My Scorpio, she never says things to hurt me. I'm going to handwrite her a Valentine's card. I mean, this person that I'm seeing is so beautiful. Like, I just don't understand. I never heard of no shit like this. Like, I guess I've heard people say, well, you can't love somebody else until you loved yourself. I heard that. Oh, Allure, I'm still y'all. I'm glad y'all here. I am. We just chilling on my way to work. I probably gonna take this one down because I was silent for a long time. She doesn't want to be in the education field anymore because she's a teacher, and I helped her get find that path for her through an assessment because she was in a manufacturing field, and before me, she wasn't very stable with her job situation, but I did a job assessment with her, a career assessment, and we found out that she was a good match for the education field. So she became a teacher and she's been there now for 3 years. But she said that in order for her to be there for year four, something about they want her to get a master's or something. And she said she does not want to do that. And this morning when she was talking, I was listening to her. You know what she said? She said, I prefer to be around my mom than you because my mom listens to me. She wasn't feeling heard by me. I don't know why she stayed. That's a good woman, and I am not trying to lose her. You know, there's this other woman who likes me. She's so beautiful, and she's so beautiful, but um, I don't want to. You're in marriage counseling? Who said they were a marriage counselor? Who said they was a marriage counselor? I feel lucky, you know. You guys know I don't know how long you've been watching me, but I was saying for years that I wanted a Scorpio. See, I'm a little hesitant about a Leo because don't they play around? Do Leos play around? I heard they did. Is that true? We have any Leos in here? What are the signs in here? Huh? Shaba? What are you saying, Angela? You done went over my head, child. I don't know what the hell you talking about, child. I think, going away for a weekend and having her miss me would be good. Scorpios, do you guys like to miss your partners? You say no apologies. No apologies? Angela, child, what? I don't know what you're saying, Angela. I want to love you and treat you right. I want to love you every day and every night. It's interesting because I think I'm maturing, you know, I'm maturing and she's responding to the maturation and she's responding very favorably to it. But I know myself, and if I go on too many trips by myself without her there, and I'm maturing like this, I'm going to be attractive to a lot of people. But since she's been so loyal to me, I have to give it back. Oh, Libras can be loyal. Definitely, definitely. Sometimes when I did get somebody on the side, it was because I was afraid of intimacy. I didn't know that. I was afraid of being close, so I would, get some energy to create distance. And somebody on the side creates distance in a relationship. And you can't tell me otherwise, especially if you like them. So I'm going to be starting this group on Valentine's Day where we focus on self esteem, boundaries, owning your own reality, expressing that reality moderately, and your needs and wants. Those are the characteristics of a functional adult. And I think that when I speak, I'm probably going to speak on that. Oh, oh, you're a Leo? Hi, Leo. Oh, really? You think so? Because that's what I know a lot about, right? Like there's supposed to be 5 characteristics of an adult. And this is what I was going to speak on. A functional adult can do 5 things. They can esteem themselves, right? I find it really interesting, but Pia Melody says self esteem doesn't go up or down. She says it's an awareness. You're either aware of your value or you're not. She says, it's not, how do I have high self esteem? What it is how do I have a stronger awareness of my value? And um, first, in order to have a high awareness of your value, there needs to be some shame detoxification. So, I don't know if I should just speak about self esteem or if I should give the 5 characteristics of a healthy adult, right? Or should I just speak on self esteem? Um, it's important to esteem the self, you know, to say these are the things that I do good, or, I have worth and value because I'm alive. And um, so I don't know if I should see, I'm also really good with boundaries. I don't know if I should talk about um, work that you love and codependency. Like, so there's 5 characteristics of a functional adult, right? And one of those characteristics is owning your own reality. And finding work that you love fits under the category of owning your reality. And reality is made up of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and behavior. The biggest reality that we have is your body, though, right? Your body represents your reality. In order to find work that you love, you got to own your passion and own your thoughts and own your feelings around, what brings you joy vocationally. But see, codependents don't own their feelings, so a lot of times they don't know what their passion is. You got to own your feelings to know what passion is, what you're passionate about. And then next comes boundaries, right? In order to do what you love to do, you have to have very strong behavioral boundaries. Like Alicia Keys used to practice for 3 hours a day. To sit down and to develop your gift for 3 hours in a day is a behavior boundary, right? Like she has boundaries around her behavior. Um, so I could talk about that. I could talk about, what do you guys think I should talk about? Hi, Stacy. Stacy's been with me since 2017. Yes, Angela, the 5 characteristics of a functional adult are: a functional adult can esteem the self from within, right? Um, and a lot of dysfunctional adults have what is called other esteem, which means that they base their worth on their accomplishments, who they're married to, how much money they make, where they went to school, what kind of house they have, how they look, right? Those things, some of those things is self image, but it's not self esteem. She says self esteem is being aware that you were born with value, and it's um, feeling precious. Wait a minute, what is she says self esteem is the internal experience of one's own preciousness. It's the ability to generate that from a spiritual place. Like, because I'm born, I have value. Because I occupy mass, I matter, right? That's genuine self-esteem, and it came from having parents who esteemed and valued you just because you were born. So, one of the characteristics of a functional adult is that they experience an internal sense of their own preciousness, and they're very much aware of the fact that they are precious just because they are alive. The second, but a codependent either feels less than others or better than others, right? So self esteem has two heads to it. Number one is the internal experience of one's own preciousness just because you are alive. And number two, um, oh my God, look at the time. I'm just sitting here and talking. And number two, it's codependents either feel less than others or better than others all the time. Every time they encounter another person, they either go one up or one down. And it's about feeling equal to people, no matter what they have accomplished or who they are. Oh, thank you. The second characteristic of an adult is having functional boundaries. The whole purpose of boundaries is to have intimacy in your life, right? Because as humans, we need to feel close, right? But if you have no boundaries, um, intimacy is going to hurt because you have no way of separating yourself from the other person. So, um, underneath boundaries, there's some people who have walls instead of boundaries. You know, if you have walls instead of boundaries because you feel alone or empty a lot, because walls doesn't allow intimacy to come in. Walls will make you will protect you, but they don't let any intimacy in. Then there's people who have no boundaries. They have none, right? They just let everything in. Whatever you do comes in. That's not functional, right? And then there are damaged boundaries where around certain people you are protected, but around other people you're not. And then there's people who switch between walls and no boundaries. So, what I was going to do for the talk was I was going to show them how to put a boundary on. Do you guys know how to put a boundary on? Do you know how to do that? So, what you do is you there's a bulb over your head, like a peanut butter jar, and you let that peanut butter jar go all the way down to cover you, right? And whenever you are around another person, you really should feel a force field that is protecting you from them. I would like a medium Pike's Place, double half and half, um, steamed, and 6 sugars stirred, please. Um, no, no. Yes, no, that's it. Thank you. All right. Fuck did I do with my wallet? Damn. Hold on. Fuck. See my wallet. All right. Thank you. So, so me and my girlfriend used to have walls. I used to have a wall with her, but I don't have a wall with her anymore. And you know that you have walls with somebody you're with because you don't feel them, you know? You block them out. And you might have had, hi, how are you? Good. Okay. Please. Okay. So the third characteristic of a functional adult is they can own their own reality. Okay? They can own their own reality, meaning they know what they're thinking, they know um, what they're feeling. Right. Oh, good. Well, I want you guys to tell me if you think I should talk about that or what, because I have different things I can talk about. But anyway, okay, thank you. All right. Uh huh. You too. So if you use walls with people, you keep intimacy out. You never feel people, and you're probably very lonely. If you use walls, you're real lonely because no love comes in. But then if you have damaged boundaries, that means with some people you are able to, self care, but with other people, you kind of let them, take advantage of you. Then there is owning your own reality. So an adult can own their own reality, which means I know what my thoughts are. Now, you can be at A or B with this. I know what my thoughts are, but I choose not to share them. Or you can be at B. I don't have a clue what I'm thinking. I don't have a clue what I think about you. I don't have a clue about what my thoughts are, period. Um, then feelings, you can be at level A with your feelings, or you can be at level B with your feelings. At level A, you know how you feel, right? At level B, you don't know how you're feeling at all, like you're numb, right? At level B, you're numb. Also, it could be difficulty owning your own reality because you have adopted other people's feelings. Now, you know that you have adopted other people's feelings because they had expressed their feelings very strongly around you, and they didn't use a boundary to contain themselves. And maybe your boundary as a child, we don't have any boundaries. So, how do you know if you're carrying other people's emotions? Number one, if you feel worthless, you are carrying somebody else's shame. Your own shame will never make you feel worthless. Your own shame makes you feel like, oh my God, like this is what shame feels like when it's only yours. Let's say somebody ran up to you and they had their arms open and they said, oh my God, Angela, hi, it's so good to see you. And you don't remember their name. You're like, oh God. The feeling of not remembering their name, that's what shame is supposed to feel like. That's it. So if you feel worthless, you are definitely carrying somebody else's shame that does not belong to you. Somebody else's shame will make you feel defective and flawed and like you're not good enough, or that you're worthless. And the reason that people have difficulty with owning their own reality is because they carry a lot of other people's emotions. Um, some people are depressed because they're carrying their grandmother's sadness. You could carry other people's emotions. And the reason that it's difficult to own your reality is because you have a reality filled with other people's emotions. If you feel rage, you are usually carrying other people's anger. And if you feel panic or paranoia, that's other people's fear. Okay? So the reason that codependents have difficulty with owning their own reality is because their feeling reality is overwhelmed because they're feeling a whole bunch of other people's emotions. The next is difficulty with getting your needs and wants met. Okay, an adult is able to get their needs and wants met. Really? Really? So, an adult can get their needs and wants met. They can acknowledge their need for dental help, medical help, psychological help, and they also are in tune with their wants, like what they want to do for a living, who they want to marry. You have big wants and little wants. And even when I was reading about how to overcome the fear of intimacy, the therapist was saying that you need to be in touch with your own needs and wants, like what makes you happy. Um, an adult does that. And the last thing that an adult does is they experience and express their reality in moderation. They experience and express their reality in moderation. They're moderate. So if they go for a dream, they're not like spending thousands of dollars on some bullshit they're taking. They moderately might take a class and see if they like it. And they, like I was telling you about my girlfriend this morning, when I told her how I felt, I calmed myself down and just talked to her about it, right? So that's what an adult can do. Now, I can give that talk, but that takes a lot of effort and energy. And what if I just take one of those characteristics and break it down? This girl that I better not say it because I think she follows me, but I don't know if she's in the room. I don't know. I don't want her to know. So I can either speak on all five of those, or I can break it down and just speak on maybe boundaries or um, but see, a lot of codependents don't know that those five characteristics, those five things need to be happening inside of us, according to the experts, in order for us to have a healthy relationship with someone else. We need to be able to esteem ourselves from our own preciousness, right? We need to be able to have healthy, functioning boundaries, not walls or damaged boundaries or no boundaries, right? We need to be in tune with what we're thinking, feeling, and doing. We need to be in tune with our own reality, right? Then we need to know what our needs and wants are and actively and proactively be getting those needs and wants met as an adult, because our partner is not responsible for all that. If I need affection and touch, that's not my partner's job all the time. I may need to go to a masseuse. And The last thing is owning your reality moderately. Now, supposedly, the people who can do those five things are really sought after. Like, no matter how you look, if you do those five things, you are, they say that the opposite sex, or those of you who, like the same sex like me, they think that you are very attractive. Like, it's real attractive to other people when a person esteems themselves and have good boundaries and, know what they want and need and proactively get those things. Like, one of the things I want is to be a motivational speaker. And, when I pursue that, it turns people on to see, people doing their own thing. Um, Also, a person that gets their needs and wants met are attractive, and people who can express their reality in moderation is attractive. For instance, Babyface had a song called "This Is for the Cool in You." Who remembers that song? This is for the cool in you. He says, for every argument that we've experienced, it's nice to know that you remain composed. And I want to thank you for the chill in you, especially for you being so cool. And this song is for the cool in you. So, what he's saying is, this woman has the ability to own and express her reality moderately. You do? Really? We stopped being takers. For every argument that we've experienced, it's nice to know that you remain composed. And I want to thank you for the chill in you, especially for you being so cool. This is for the cool in you. I got a Pisces friend. She's so cool. My Pisces best friend is so damn cool. No matter what's going on, she cool. So one of the ways that see, I don't know if I should just give them the rundown of the five characteristics of an adult, characteristics, and expound on them. Like, for instance, boundaries, right? With boundaries, you have internal boundaries, external, and sexual boundaries. The internal boundaries protect your thinking and keeps them sane, right? With an internal boundary, you don't let too many negative thoughts get in. With internal boundaries, you're very on top of your self-talk. Like, with internal boundaries, your self-talk, you on it. What the hell am I saying to myself about myself? You know? Interestingly enough, I was listening to about or three or four TED Talks, and they were talking about the art of self-confidence, and all of them said that in order to have a lot of self-confidence, you have to manage your self-talk. You know, what are you saying to yourself about you? And an internal boundary monitors what the fuck that you saying to you. And the internal boundary says, oh hell nah. Oh hell nah. I ain't average. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm a good person. The internal boundary keeps your thoughts sane. With the internal boundary, Somebody can say something to you and you don't see it that way, and it never gets in. Like one time, this girl said to me, "It does. Those 12-step meetings aren't helping you at all." And with the internal boundary, you say, "Is this true? Is it not true? Or is this questionable?" If it's not true, you just don't let it in. And it wasn't true, so I laughed because it was funny. I could see why she said that, but it was like that's not true, so I let it just bounce off. Now, if I didn't have an internal boundary, I would have took it in and then got mad at her for saying that, because I don't have boundaries. I don't have a way to bounce off something that's not true for me. So one time, my stepmother says, "You clean like your father." And I had that boundary. I said, "Is this true? Not true?" Oh my God, look at that traffic. I didn't think I was going to be late today. So then she brought it back. She said, "Well, I told you that you clean up like your dad." I said, "I didn't take that in because I don't believe that to be true. So I didn't receive it." See, with the boundary, you can bounce shit off you. But if you don't have a boundary and if somebody says something, it'll just come straight in. That's why you have to have that protective coat around you, and you have like a peephole, and you ask yourself, is do I feel like this is true? Is this not true, or is this questionable? If it is true, you let it in and you have your feelings and your thoughts about it and decide what your behavior needs to be. I think I'm going to tell that girl that I want to talk about boundaries. What do you guys think? What? What do you guys think? Should I talk about just boundaries? See, with boundaries, people have to stand at a certain distance from you so you can see who they are. Sometimes, if somebody is standing too close, they might trigger uh, memories of the past. I know that sounds crazy, but in order to have I think I should talk about boundaries. I think I should talk about the internal boundary. Because the internal boundary says, I create me and you create you.